If you are living in Germany and if you are trying to build wealth, save money, or simply keep more of what you earn, then this video is exactly for you guys. In 2026, a lot of rules are changing in Germany, from taxes and child benefits to transports, salaries, and everyday cost. In this video, I'll show you the exact numbers and some legal tips and tricks what you could follow, which could save you thousands of euros every year. Watch till the end, because in the end I will reveal one of the biggest mistakes which many expats do in Germany, which silently drains their budget and their pockets. So hit that subscribe button, guys, if you want more of such money practical tips in Germany. Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel once again. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor, and this channel is now dedicated to help all the expats in Germany to build that wealth or start investing. And not just expats in Germany, but many of the videos will also help many international viewers as well to build wealth and start their investment journey. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about taxes first, because from there you could save a lot of money. And in this category, the first would be your tax allowance, means your Grundfreibetrag. So in 2026, you will have a higher tax allowance. That means the money which you earn before taxes has increased up to 12,348 euros. Yes, you heard it right. So that means more money in your pocket. For example, just to put it into a context, if you were earning 30,000 euros per year, then that means you would pay taxes only on 17,652 euros, not on the whole 30,000 euros. The second part of the tax tips, where you could also save money if you have kids. Sorry for all the single people out there, but this is for those who have kids. So child benefits and allowances has increased. Yes. So the Kindergeld has gone up to 259 euros per child per month. That is 3,108 euros per year. Plus, the Kinderfreibetrag means your child tax allowances has also increased. That means more money at the end of the year. So many expats misunderstand this. Kindergeld, more money is coming into your bank account per month. No, this simply means that your total taxable income has decreased because you have a kid now to take care of. Okay, so when you do your tax declarations, then you might get some money here and there, or you will be simply paying less taxes because your taxable income has reduced from which it was before you had kids. So for example, from the total child benefits, let's say if you have 2 kids, you could receive over 6,200 euros per year in Germany. The third point to consider in this is your commuter allowance. Yes, which also means Pendlerpauschale in German. So in 2026, now you could deduct 0.38 cents from the very first kilometer. Yes, when filing your German taxes. So please consider this and please think about it. And of course, this actively reduces your total taxable income as well. So for example, if you were commuting 20 kilometers per day for work, from your home to work and work to home, and for 220 work days per year, that means 20 kilometers 2 times per day into 220 days per year, which means 3,352 euros is deducted from your total taxable income. So your taxable income reduces by 3,352 euros. Yes, and that in turn means more money again in your pocket. Now, since we are talking about taxes, there are another related category, which is your insurances. The first category in this would be your health insurance. The public health insurance has increased drastically by over 14%, and that's not it. Plus, the Zusatzbeitrag will also increase, and this might not slow down, guys, because there is a big deficit in the public health insurances. Now, there might be some companies which people might comment in the video later below that there are some companies which are not increasing the insurance amount until now, but this doesn't guarantee that it will not increase in the coming years. This pressure is on every public health insurance company. So please remember that. Don't make an emotional decision based on this. Check the numbers, and this even goes for the private health insurance. For now, the solution would be to switch on to a private health insurance. But of course, you must check your private health insurance providers as well yearly basis. I'm not saying that the private health insurance doesn't increase the premium every year. They do. But compared to the public health insurance, it is really crazy. 14% is humongous. And this might save you from 300 up to 500 euros per month. Yes. Now the second part would be other insurances. Now there are many crappy insurances in Germany which nobody needs, like expensive phone insurance, glass insurance, phone screen insurances, and unnecessary add-ons. Because yes, Germany loves insurances, but as an expat, you probably don't need these insurances. But the insurance which could in turn help you save thousands of euros would be a half-fledged insurance, or in English, liability insurance. Now this can be really cheap. It can cost from 10 euros to 40 euros depending upon the things it covers. So please read your contracts carefully, but it could save you thousands of euros, guys. Trust me, if you're living in Germany without a liability insurance, then you are living on the edge of a hill. A small hush of a wind and you're gone. Yes, anything which could be accidentally broken by you in public or from your friends or from houses or in your company even could be covered with half-fledged Versicherung. If you want a detailed video, then comment section is your friend. But for now, remember that this insurance is quite important. Now let's talk about how you could save money, and the first biggest fixed cost, which is on monthly basis and which is not going anywhere, is your rent. Yes, if you're living on a rent, then that's your rental expense. And you cannot save money particularly on that, but what you could do instead, it is check your Mietpreisbremse. This means a break on the upper limit of your rental. In many cities, rent increases illegally. Yes, but as a rule of thumb, you must check that your rent must not exceed 10% above the local average. And this you could check on any website. Just write Mietspiegel and the name of your city, and you could see the average rental price in your area. And then you could ask your landlord, if you are renting a new apartment, that hey, this is the basic average price and you are charging me 10% above this average local price. Now, of course, there are many conditions and criteria which could also come into play why the landlord is charging you. Maybe the apartment is fully furnished and he or she is giving you a lot of amenities with it. So there are many factors which you should consider, but this is a rule of thumb. This is not something like legally which you could ask him or her or force him or her to not charge you. But this is definitely a question which you could ask, because there is a chance that he or she might legally really charging you a lot of rent. Yes. Now the second biggest monthly expense is your groceries and household. Yes. And the way to save money on this is, of course, going to discounted supermarkets, which many of the expats might know, like Aldi, Lidl, Netto. But let's say for those who are still a bit picky on the quality, it's not like these supermarkets doesn't have a good quality. It's Germany, but still, let's say if you're really picky on some of the products, which undoubtedly does have a higher quality when it comes to higher standard supermarkets or expensive supermarkets like Edeka, Rewe or Bio supermarket. Yeah. Let's say if you're really concerned about those things, then there is still a way to save money. And the way to do that is use some payback point card system. So something like a payback card where you could collect points on everyday purchases and redeem them for discounts, vouchers or cashbacks. Now, it also gives you access to special partner offers and personalized deals sometimes. And for example, what you are seeing on the screen with the payback card, you earn 1 point per every 2 euros spent. So as you see, there are many partners. So it's not just about your grocery shopping. If you are doing your grocery shopping and on top of that, you're buying other stuff for your household, for other things from these partners from the payback card, then after 4 or 5 shoppings, you have 1,000 points. That means 10 euros. Yes, in the beginning, it might look smaller, a small amount, but it adds up. For example, in my personal payback card, I already have 20,000 points, means 200 euros. And that means 1 free per month grocery shopping for me and my family. Now, the third point might look a bit uneasy or quite normal and straightforward, which is transportation. Yes, as you know that the Deutschland ticket has increased up to 63 euros per month, but it's still one of the cheapest ways how you can commute from home to work or other places. If a car is literally not necessary for you, then this could be one of the best saving tips, because this could be one of the cheapest ways to get around major cities and regions. So if a car is absolutely not necessary for you, then I would say this could be one of the cheapest ways what you could find to save some more money and bring some more money to your pocket. For example, 62 euros for 12 months would cost you just 756 euros per year. But if you had a car, this would alone could be just the insurance money. Forget about the fuel, some repairs here and there. Of course, for many people, car is an absolute necessity, but it's for those who are just trying to use car as a luxury and they think they can afford it, but in the end of the year, they literally can't. Or they think they can afford it and they are affording it, but that particular money which they could have saved and invest somewhere, they have zero investments or zero emergency fund or €0 laying in their emergency fund. They don't have an emergency fund at all. So please think about this. Now, the biggest part comes right here, which is your income and your work benefits. So of course, the minimum wage has increased. And for the students who are watching this video out there in Germany, the mini job limits has also increased. Means as of January 1, 2026, the minimum wage rises to 13 euros and 90 cents per hour. And the mini job threshold earnings has increased to 603 euros per month. Yes, this means in a mini job, you can earn up to 603 euros per month without paying any taxes. And there are no pensioners watching this video, I'm sure. But if in case there is one or two accidentally opening this video, then there is a good news for them as well. So if you're working past your retirement age, then you can still earn up to 2,000 euros tax-free income, which is also an active pension plan. And why Germany is doing that? Because there are a lot of baby bloomers now, and Germany is kind of struggling to pay their pension. So they have introduced this particular plan where they are actually encouraging the aged people after their retirement to still work. Which is kind of funny in my personal opinion, but anyways, now I would let you know some tax smart habits which I definitely do and you should also follow. The first is use your Freistellungsbetrag. I have many people in my personal finance group who doesn't know about this Freistellungsbetrag, and of course I introduced them to this particular term and how to set this into your broker if you're investing. So please use this and don't forget about this to add this into your broker if you're investing, which is 1,000 euros per person and 2,000 euros if you're a married couple, so that you save this 2,000 euros or 1,000 euros on your capital gains taxes. Then record your work related expenses, guys, which is Werbungskosten, which you should use when you're declaring your taxes in Germany. So if you're a standard employee, keep those bills or receipts like job tools, training certificates, travel and commuting. Even if you're learning German, many companies do help with that. They will cover the cost if you're learning German. And don't forget to make use of your home office allowance. Yes, if you work from home, then you can deduct up to 6 euros per day, which is 1,260 euros per year, lower taxable income. Yes, and without receipts, guys, you don't need any receipts for that. So even if you don't have a dedicated office room, then you could still use this. So there are many expats who are confused that they think that they need a dedicated office chair or a room to use home office allowance in their taxable income, but that's not the case. So please use that. Now, like I promised in the beginning of this video, here is one of the biggest mistakes which many expats make in Germany or ignore, and that costs them hundreds or thousands of euros per year. That is not optimizing your tax situation. Yes, which means most people don't use their tax allowances properly, forget to submit deductions. Yes, I encourage even the students to please do your tax declarations if you are doing any mini job or any side hustle. Or many expats don't check benefits which they qualify for. But trust me, Germany's system rewards those who actually use it. So guys, taxes here aren't about avoidance, but they are about smart utilization of legal rules. And that's it. So I hope you guys like this video, and this video will help you guys to have some information as an expat in Germany to save some more money. Now, if you would like to know how to invest this extra money which you saved in 2026, then I have this video for you guys, a really step-by-step beginner's guide on how to start your investment journey. I'll see you there. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and ciao.